We're good. I got a water here for you.
Sweet.
Go ahead and have a seat. So this is, we just need to
Hey,
get
Bob, hear me okay?
What's going, Bob?
No, he can't hear us.
Oh, I can't hear.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, he can hear you.
No. He's just talking to Jack. Come on,
Gotcha.
Jack.
So Jack's going to be moderating from in the media center.
Oh, cool.
you'll
So
see-
they're over
he'll
there.
be doing all the questions and yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Is
cool.
Jack cut off? I don't want to get this started while they're still up there.
How long have you guys been having to do this?
Turn your video off
Since COVID stuff.
and put yourself on mute until we get
We're on the back end.
Okay, video
Oh,
off.
I'd heard a lot of stuff's changing after US Open. So
Mute.
trying to. Yeah, I know you guys are
And
ready.
if you have a question,
This is kind of
I'll explain
This is
it,
cool.
once we get started. But if anybody has a question once we get started, please just type your name into the chat window,
Yeah,
and I'll go ahead and call on you.
this is easy, yeah. We walk out, go back to practicing. Yeah, it's nice.
All right, you good? You ready for this?
Cool, I'm ready to go.
So you can just talk to him right here.
Okay.
We'll get everything. All right, so we're recording there. We're going to bring up your audio. Go ahead and say hello to Jack Ryan.
How's it going, Jack?
Hey, Bryson, good. How are you?
Good, not too bad.
Jack, whenever you're ready, go for it.
Today.
Of course, thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here. We'd like to welcome Bryson Nimmer into the interview room at the Palmetto Championship at Congaree. Bryson led the local IQ series points list last year and is a local player. So, Bryson, as I understand, you grew up in Ridgeland and moved to Bluffton later, like in your childhood. Could you explain to us a little bit of familiarity with this area and with the golf course, please?
Yeah, so I grew up, I think we moved away when I was about 5 or 6, so definitely still had some good memories of the area and everything, but both my parents grew up here, my grandparents grew up here, lived here their whole lives, so some big-time connections to the area, and then been lucky enough to come out here and play the golf course once it got built and everything, so it's just really cool, and it's kind of special to have a tour event here.
And this is your fifth start, I believe, on the PGA Tour. Learn those previous experiences that you can take into this week, and how's your game feeling coming into this week?
I definitely learned a lot in the previous experiences. Being my fifth one, I kind of feel more comfortable now, and learned a lot from the Heritage, kind of playing in front of a hometown crowd for the first time, and obviously it'll be that again this week, which I'm super excited for. And just really excited. My game's in really good form. I've been playing really good golf for a couple months now, so we'll see what happens this week, and just gonna do the best I can.
All right, one more from me before we jump into questions from the media that we have on the line. I mentioned the local IQ series. You led that points list last year. What was that for you just in your professional career?
I lost you there, Jack. If you wouldn't mind just repeating that.
Sorry, I mentioned the local IQ series. You led that points list last year. What was that experience like for you in the development of the
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it definitely taught me a lot. Taught me that I deserved to be out here and could play against some of the best players in the world. Obviously, that wasn't the PGA Tour and that wasn't the Korn Ferry Tour, but it's a lot of guys that we'll probably see in the future out here. So it meant a lot. Definitely gave me some confidence going into this year, and I'm just going to try to ride that and play good golf.
All right, sorry, I got disconnected on my computer, but we'll go ahead and jump into questions here. We'll start with Frank Solkowski from WJCO. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Bryson, how are you, brother?
Good, Frank. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Hey, quick question. What was up last week? Where were you in a tropical port of call playing some golf? Well, you're getting ready for this tournament by heading to the Bahamas or something?
Yeah, I got lucky. I got somebody that was super nice. He's an ambassador out here, great guy, and gave me the opportunity to go down there with him where his son plays and the Albany Academy down in the Bahamas, and it was really great time. I mean, it was awesome. Gave me a lot of time to work on my game and get ready for this week.
Second part to that, talk about have you had a chance to play Congaree much in the past?
I have. So this will be probably my 6th or 7th time playing it. So definitely gotten to come out and see it a few times, and guys out here are awesome. Anytime I ask, they always let me come out, which is great.
Next question will be from Andrew Goldstein, WSAV. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey Bryson, how's it going? I was just wondering, obviously you had the huge Clemson contingent following you around at Harbortown. Do you anticipate that happening again this time around? And do you think that having that crowd sort of impacted your confidence level, the way you played, anything like that?
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good crowd again. I think it'll be a lot of Clemson fans, which I'm super stoked for. Can't keep those Clemson fans away, which is awesome. And there's gonna be a lot of them out here. I'm really going to hopefully kind of vibe off that the whole week and be able to have a good week with those guys watching and following and keeping up with me.
Thanks, Bryson.
Of course. Thanks, Andrew.
Next question is from Nathan Dominitz of the Savannah Morning News. Go ahead.
Hey, Bryson, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey, I was going to ask you how many times you played Congaree. You said 6 or 7. When you played it this week, was there any differences that you noted, and what were they?
Yeah, so it's a lot different this week, Nathan. I mean, we've gotten a lot of rain in the area recently, as everybody in the area noticed, and this place is usually super firm, super fast. Greens are very, very quick, and it's kind of what makes the place the way it is. So it's very different right now. Soft conditions, greens are spinning a lot more, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if come Thursday it's firm and fast, but right now it's pretty soft, so we're getting ready for that.
How many people do you think will be there rooting you on, between family, friends, and Clemson boosters?
I know I got a lot of family friends coming out. I've got my whole family coming out to watch, a lot of local people in Ridgeland, Bluffton, Hilton Head, so it'll be a pretty big crowd, which I'm excited for, and get to see a lot of friends and family.
Can you put a number on it, ballpark figure?
I lowballed it really low at Heritage. I said somewhere around 50 to 75 people, and it ended up being like 300, so I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah.
It takes a while to count that many people.
Yeah, I didn't count that many, but that's probably lowballing it there too, so.
Okay, last question for me. Describe Congaree to people that haven't seen it. Thanks.
It's incredible. It's a special place. I mean, you drive through the gates, it's got that same feel as, driving in the gates at Augusta. Driving down that road, you got the trees hanging over, beautiful, drive coming into the house. And, I mean, it's just so cool. You'd never guess that it was down here in the low country, but it is, and it's amazing. I mean, you get kind of a Pinehurst feel, you get a little bit of a local Hilton Head Bluffton feel as well, so it's going to be special, and I think people are really going to enjoy getting to see it the first time.
Thank you.
Of course. Thanks, Nathan.
Frank, if you could just turn your video off until I come back to you, we're going to get through a couple other questions. We'll go to Cameron Morfitt, PGAtour.com.
Hey, Bryson. I just was wondering, a course like this that basically nobody knows, do you feel like it sort of levels the playing field a little bit for guys like yourself and Davis Thompson and John Pock, who have never seen it really, most of these tour courses?
Hey, Cameron. Yeah, it definitely does. I think, you go to a place like Harbortown or a place that those guys have gotten to play, 10, 15 times, and their knowledge is kind of hard to overcome, I think. Even just playing practice rounds with some of the guys, they'll say little things here and there that, I didn't even think about or haven't seen. I've never watched a ball bounce there or roll this way, and I think here it's kind of cool this week because these guys are doing the same process we are. They're trying to learn the golf course instead of already knowing it. So it's going to be a big difference, and it'll probably affect the scoring too.
And then, secondly, what's your experience playing with those fellow young guys? I know you're not quite the same age and all that, but playing with Pock and with Thompson.
Yeah, I've had the opportunity actually to play with John and Davis and Cole, who's in the field as well, I believe. And they're all awesome players. They're going to really enjoy it this week. I don't even think it's their first tour starts for a couple of them, but I mean they'll hold their own. I'm not too worried about saying that at all.
All right, thank you.
Of course, thanks, Cameron.
Our next question will be from Bob Spear of the state. Bob, if you could take yourself off of mute and go ahead and ask your question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. This technology gets an old guy. Bryson, in your preparation, I know you practice, but difference in practicing and playing in competition, is that an adjustment you have to make, or it just comes with the territory? How is that?
Yeah, I think, from a playing standpoint, it's no different. I mean, you're trying to, maintain your same routines, your same processes, and we try to simulate it as best we can in practice rounds, but it's definitely different. I mean, when you have people out there watching and, it's go time, it's you want to make it as much like practice as you can, but it is going to be different. So just trying to blend the two is all we're trying to do this week.
What's your schedule after this? Do you have anything planned?
Yes, sir. So I'm going to go out. I played the front nine yesterday. I'm going to try to get out and play a little bit of the back nine this afternoon. And obviously I've already seen the golf course a few times, but it never hurts just to see the playability of it right now, how everything's bouncing, and firmness and conditions mostly.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I have a question in the chat from Lauren of the Bluffton today. What makes this course, Bryson, different from some of the others in the area that you grew up playing?
I think it's just it's very different in the sense that it's definitely a little bit more open off the tee. I think Bluffton, Hilton Head, very tree lined, definitely some different sight lines. You're always aiming at the big pine trees at the end of the fairways or a bunker or something like that. But out here, it's kind of like a rolling design. Everything's running off. You really have to be very particular with what you're aiming at, kind of visualizing where the ball is going to land, where it's going to roll. It's just it's a whole different beast, and I'm excited to get to play it this week. I've never really played a PGA Tour event at a golf course like this, so it's going to be cool, and I just enjoy getting to test my game on it.
And then we'll take our, I believe our last question from Frank Stokowski again. Go ahead, Frank.
When this event was announced, it was exciting to have the PGA Tour coming back to the Low Country event. But let's be honest, June in Ridgeland, South Carolina, how much of a factor is the heat and just how humid it's going to be? How big of a factor is that going to be for you guys this week?
It's hot. Anybody from around here knows June, July in South Carolina is hot, humid, sticky. I mean, it's going to be a test for a lot of these guys. I've already heard it on the range. Guys hit balls for 30 minutes and they got to go take a break. It's just different. I love it. I mean, this is what I'm used to. This is what I, practice in every single day, hit balls hours and hours. So it's no different for me, but it's cool. I like seeing it. I like seeing these guys in it. And, most of these guys live out in very dry places or they're traveling, playing other events. So it's going to be a test this week. Got to drink plenty of water and stay hydrated.
All right, Bryson, those are all the questions we have. We appreciate your time and best of luck this week.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Cool,
We
cool.
are out. Thanks for not calling me out with my camera.
You're
Wait
good.
for the fog to come off.